Well guys, it's a little chilly today. I've heard whispers of what I'm aware of is the first snow of the year up on the mountains, but we've got some better weather coming. The start of next week looks really good, so without further ado, let's get stuck into another Boss Outdoor Fishing Report. So aside from the horrendous wind today and tomorrow, this last week has seen some great fish caught. There's actually been a run of some long-tailed tuna straight in front of the Merimbula wharf just here. They've been patrolling between the wharf and Bar Beach, just sort of up and down for the last week. A few people getting stuck into them. Putu caught one. We've got a photo of that to show you guys as well. Not super easy to catch these fish. Some have been, you know, turning their nose up at lures, but live baits will definitely be your best bet. Even a dead bait, if you can get a dead yakka or a slimy in front of them, it's well worth a shot. So very exciting. I have heard whispers also of some big kingfish around the headlands. So Merimbula headland, off the wharf there, and Chura as well has seen some big kings in the last week. Bonito is still going strong. These pelagic species, not necessarily the kingfish, but the longtail and bonito will start to head back up soon, but they are still here right now, so let's make the most of it. Get out there and chase a few. So another species on the headlands that will start to be more apparent as the water sort of chills down a little bit. We will start to see those pelagic species move back up north once we get a cold push of water up from the south. Your cold water species, squid, are going to really start to fire up. Those of you who love chasing blackfish, all the ludric anglers out there, and black drummer, really exciting one. So get your cungy, get your prawns, your fresh nippers, or your green cabbage weed, and get out there and chase a few drummer. I have heard whispers down Eden Way. The drummer have been fishing really well, and some bigger sized fish as well. So yeah, great fun on light gear. They pull really hard and they taste great. So why not get out there, chase a few drummer. Another species that tends to get fired up after a swell and there's a little bit of stirred up sediment in the water is your sharks. They'll come in closer into the gutters, hunt through the wash. So those of you who love your shark fishing off the beach, look for the aftermath of a big swell. Prime time to get into your sharks. So the estuary fishing as we come into the cooler months is going to taper off a little bit. The water temperature's dropping, obviously because the air temperature's dropping. It's freezing today. So your flathead, your brim are going to slowly start to taper off a little bit. The flatties will go deeper, so they're not so much on the sand flats anymore trying to sun themselves and warm up. They'll be deeper sitting on the weed edges. Up in the top lake you'll still find them, but you might have to work a little bit harder for them. Heavier lures, so your blades and heavier weighted plastics just to get down to the bottom. Your brim will be there too. Everything sort of shrinks away a little bit. Your trevally will still patrol up and down the channel. There was actually a customer came in this morning, said he caught 5 good trevally right off this pier that I'm standing on. So they're still there. You might be waiting a while for a school to move through though, because they're not as mobile as they were in the warmer months, but they're still absolutely here and they will still feed if you run across a school. Another interesting species, there's been quite a few mulloway down the front section, the front sort of the entrance of most river systems, especially with that bigger swell. Mulloway will tend to push down towards the mouth of all river systems whenever there's a big swell because everything gets stirred up. There's new water pushing into those systems with the swell. Bailey caught a cracking fish out of Margarita this last week, so well done Bailey. But yeah, some jewfish around, so get out there and chase a few. So another exciting cold water species is your snapper. It's already been pretty good these last few weeks before this past week. It's been a little bit calm. Obviously we had that swell at the start of the week. That saw some good catches of snapper, but not too many people went out because the wind was still up. As the water chills down, the snapper are only going to get better. And look for, just like sharks, the aftermath of a big swell. When everything's stirred up, snapper really tend to feed, and those bigger ones will, come in shallower. This next few days looks a little bit iffy wind-wise to get out from the bar. Sunday looks to be your pick, so if you are chasing a feeder snapper, Sunday morning is the pick. As of now, the weather may change, but those of you after some snapper, Sunday, Monday are your days.
Well, on the game fishing front this week, it's been pretty rough weather, hasn't it? So we haven't seen many boats get out there. On the days that were fishable, we did see a few boats go chase some marlin. Seems to be the bait has moved north, so they stick in that warmer water and they'll just head north with the stick in that same sort of 20, 21, 22, 23 degree water. So they'll just move north as the water gets colder. But the fish haven't quite caught up to the bait yet. They're still around. So those that went out and trolled some skirts, so just skirts behind your boat, tow them around at 7 knots, cover heaps more ground and catch heaps more fish at this time of year. So those guys did pretty well, just trolling some skirts around. Oh, it is absolutely freezing out here. It doesn't seem to worry the seals. They're playing along in the background, just hitting. We're just in the middle of the channel, obviously, and they're just hitting the swell and having a bit of fun, chasing a few salmon around. We have seen the salmon come right up into the estuaries, so no doubt that's what they're in here eating. And how with that rain event, how about that? We didn't see much rain on the coast here, but we saw heaps of rain in the mountains, and that is exactly what we've needed for the spawn run. So they got about 60 mils, I think, up in the mountains coming into both the Thredbo River and to the Yukonbean River. So we've seen that raise the levels a little bit, and the fish have started to move up. So that spawn run is well and truly going to be on from now until a long weekend in June. So if you can get some time and get up there and catch some of those trout, it is definitely the time of year for it. Well, if you think you're a bit of a seal and you don't mind getting in the water at this time of year, the water is definitely cooling down, but the crays are heating up. There's plenty of good lobsters getting around at this time of year. So get yourself down off to Eden, off one of the headlands. You'll get yourself a feed of crays and kingies. If you get a flasher rig and hang out around that, the kingies will come up and have a look at it, and there's been some really good models around. So yeah, good time of year to get in the water. We're going to bring back our fishing report deals of the week this week, or should we call it this winter, for the rest of winter. So from now until the end of August, we're going to be half price off all of our rentals. That means you can come and hire a boat for $100, or anything else in the rental shop is half price. So keep that in mind when you're looking for something to do on your weekends. Oh, well, this is way too cold. I've got to get back inside. So if there's anything we can help you with, whether it's fishing, camping, anything outdoor related, come into Boss Outdoor so we can hook you up.